Welcome back to the National Bowls Centre on National Finals Weekend. A really well attended event with plenty of excitement around the rinks and a packed day of bowls being enjoyed by everybody so far. Earlier on we had Heinland's Ryan Galtieri and Stevie Borthwick comprehensively reach the semi-finals. They beat Liam and Ralph Nicholson from Galloway-Waverley 1910 to reach the men's pair semis. And there's still plenty more to come this afternoon on the Bowls socials. At just after 5 we'll have a live stream from one of the youth singles group games. That's Shettleston's Abby Harris against Yoker's Robbie Earl. But right now we have one of the ladies singles semi-finals between Emma Mitchell from Gilmerton and Northern's Chloe Stewart. Welcome along the pair of you. Now, you've both enjoyed impressive wins to get here in the semi-final. Emma, we'll come to you first. You beat Scotland international Leslie Doig in the quarter, so you must be excited to try and go one step further.
Yeah, it'd be good. It's my first year qualifying for the competition, so it's good that I've got this far already.
And Chloe, you had a tight one in the quarter-finals, 21-20 against Scotland international Emma McIntyre. Can you explain what happened when it went right down to the wire?
I was lying, and then Emma was unlucky. She trailed it to the ditch, and then I was still lying the shot, so it went to 20-20, and I was just fortunate to get in first, but it was a cracking game, so yeah, just chuffed to be here.
A very modest pair, hopefully plenty of excitement to come throughout the match, and to get it underway we'll throw to your commentary team of Colin Noon and Paul Mitchell.
Thank you, Andy. Good afternoon, everyone. The National Finals 2023 continuing. And we do have a cracking match in store between the two ladies. You just saw Emma Mitchell, just 19 years old, and Chloe Stewart, 25 years old. Both started playing bowls at the age of 9 and now on the verge of the national singles final. Big moments for both players. The trial ends will take place and then we will get underway. Both very modest. They're calling about how they've got here. They've both beaten top class players to reach this stage, and that just gives you a boost.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they may have done themselves a little disservice during the interview there. You know, to get to this stage in a national competition, you need to be playing at the top of your game, and these girls quite clearly are. So it'll be interesting to see the game that they throw up this afternoon, and looking forward to a good competitive match.
Yeah, we're certainly expecting this one to be tight. Emma Mitchell out of the Gilmerton Club in Edinburgh, just based in Gilmerton Village. And there you see Chloe Stewart from Northern. And that is the Northern from Aberdeen. There's a few Northerns around the country. Northern in Edinburgh. But it's Northern from Aberdeen. And if she rolls up like that, she's not going to have too many problems. Just the trial end. Both players get a chance to check out the rink, play both sides, play a little bit of variance of weight just to see how the green is running. We had a fair amount of sunshine here today, not something we normally say when we're in air, and it's starting just drying the green out a little bit. Yeah,
you've got to hope for a bit of a dry spell. As we said in the earlier game, the greens aren't the quickest, and I think everybody's just kind of accepted that now and you get on with it. But a dry spell, of course, will make them start to run a little bit quicker, maybe make it a little bit easier for the girls, and you know, I guess as you say, they're testing out the rink here during the trial ends, and deciding, I suppose, which hand they'll start the game on.
Yeah, it's always interesting things to look for at the start of the game. So from your trial end, you're trying both the backhand and the forehand. It's always interesting to see whether both players decide to open up on the same hand. You know, who gets the mastery of that hand. Sometimes you can be forced off the hand that you prefer. It's always interesting to watch them just at these trial ends. At the moment, you know, you'd always be happier coming through the head. It gives you an idea of where you are. And the marker just indicating how short that was. We've got distinctive coloured bowls, as is the norm now in bowls. It will be green and red. So the green bowls, the red stickers for Emma Mitchell. And Chloe Stewart with the bluish bowls with the blue stickers. It helps the crowd differentiate, also shows on the scoreboard for everybody watching, and as you can tell, they're a very healthy crowd, and it is semi-finals afternoon. We have Emma Mitchell against Chloe Stewart. The other semi-final will feature anchors Katie Nielsen up against the well-kent face Motherwell's Caroline Brown, and has won this title before. And in the gents, Guruk's Raymond Swanky takes on Eaglesham's Alan Gray, who's already won the mixed pairs. And Jedburgh's Alistair White takes on Whitehall's Scott Murray. We'll keep you up to date with those games as they go along, as we concentrate on this ladies singles semi-final.
It's nice to see the crowd kind of filling out there. It was a bit busier than the 9 o'clock session this morning, and maybe not a surprise. And of course there's a lot of youth matches going on today, so it's very busy around the complex.
It's a great complex. There's 5 greens down here in the National Bowls Centre. Great supporting tents and, you know, restaurant, cafe facilities for all the fans here. And being Scotland and being Bowls, the odd bar around the place as well.
Yes, of course.
Not for us, it should be pointed out.
That is for sure.
Stitch weight from there. At the last of the practice bowls at the trial end, as we get ready to get underway in earnest. And I guess, Colin, if we were looking at the draw at the start of the week, this is not the semi-final we would have predicted, and that's not a knock on either of these players. You play what's ahead of you, and they've both done exceptionally well to get here. But now you're there. You know, you're one game away from the national final. You don't want to fall at this hurdle.
No, that's right, and I think that one of the risks perhaps with players who maybe, you know, the girls were very modest at the start there, and maybe their expectations weren't terribly high at the beginning of the week. I suppose one of the risks is that now that you're in a medal position, that you settle for a medal. I think the important thing here is that they keep their eye on the prize, and that the prize is not just getting the medal. The prize is getting the gold, and you know, they need to make sure that that's where they wind up by close of play tomorrow.
No adjustment required on the jack, and it's Chloe Stewart, 25-year-old from the Northern Club out of Aberdeen, who gets us underway. Not a bad correction. Here on our scorebug you'll see Emma Mitchell in red. That's the bowls that have got the red stickers on them. And there are the green bowls. Chloe Stewart. There's the blue stickers on her bowls. Quite a traditional delivery with a hand on the knee.
Yeah, very, very much. I suppose interesting, you know, from a delivery perspective, is that there's a lot of Scottish players, sometimes because of the weight of the greens, a lot of the deliveries in the body movement. You can see that from Emma there. Whereas Chloe works from a more solid kind of base with not a lot of body movement forward. So interesting. Even though the greens are a bit pushy, you know, you can still work from that. She doesn't seem very happy with that one.
Let's see what the issue was. Yeah. Catching her own. She's still well situated though. Final ball for Emma. Could have done with just catching that, instead goes through. It's going to be an opening 2.
Yeah, interesting already, Paul, is that it is only the opening end, but the girls have chosen a different side of the rink from that was preferred from the pairs tie earlier. So we'll see how this game progresses and whether they choose to change side.
So the opening end goes to Chloe Stewart. And she will set the mat, bring it up just a little bit further. Well, she's going for full length, and that's in the ditch. And if the jack goes in the ditch, it gets returned, and your opponent can therefore set the length. I like that. It's always good psychology. Just move the mat. Your opponent didn't want it there, whether you did or not. Move the mat. So despite putting the jack in the ditch and having her opponent throw it, Chloe does retain first ball. And to your opponent's length, that's a pretty nice start. Might be in the way. It is. Change of hand. It's got caught on a wider line there. The option there for Chloe was to either change her hand onto the open hand or trust herself to draw around it. It's a personal choice, isn't it? I mean, there's no right or wrong answer.
Yeah, it is of course, and Emma's ball's only probably a couple of feet short. Probably looks in the draw, but there is room either side to add there. Change a hand, change a weight. You can see she's had to adjust there.
One against.
Yeah, but not a bad reply, really.
That's a really good effort. Well, sometimes you can lose the shot and take heart from your last ball, and hopefully you then you can come forward and build upon it.
Yeah, possibly. I think she may have benefited by coming and having a look at the head there. She may have chosen, had she seen that, to try the other side with a couple of feet away under her own ball and rest it away for one or two. But only an opinion sitting here, so it's the players. That's why they're there, and we're sitting here.
Well, I have to say you're the high performance coach, so I'm not going to try and pretend otherwise. But in terms of how do you encourage a player if you think they're not visiting the head enough? How do you get it into them, to look at it a little bit more?
It's always be part of your debrief, I guess, either at the end of a game or through any kind of coaching that you do. If you're standing at the side and you're a designated coach, then of course there is an opportunity to get involved if the player wants you to get involved, and you can kind of encourage change.
So Chloe Stewart takes the opening 2 ends, opening 2 and then a single. She leads by 3-0. And that's a good opening ball coming in from Emma Mitchell. Just fell a little bit shorter than it looked like. Again, a change of hand, but certainly from our angle, and again, it looks different from the mat. I would have thought that Chloe might have just held on to the hand.
Yeah, she may have, as you say, it's personal preference. It depends how you feel on the rink. If you're quite happy with the pace and you're quite happy with both hands, then of course you should do that. There's some good advice, kicking about that says settle on a hand, do the best you can on it, and a short ball means that you have the opportunity to go round it, and in which case you retain the weight. Outdoor greens, specifically, can have a different weight on both hands. An opportunity for Emma here.
Like the push required. Looks narrow. And there's a chance to pick up a 2. Well, it's good to get on the card, and that's what Emma Mitchell has done. And she may feel that she just let that one slip away.
Yeah, she had a great opportunity there to take account. Probably a nervy start from both players, and that's understandable.
Yeah, these are big moments in the semi-final of the National Championships. You just want to get into the game.
Yeah, they're huge moments for both players, because not many will have played in with a crowd of this size, and of course they know the TV cameras are there, and although they're quite discreet, certainly the ones that are at the back of the rink, then they know they're there. So hopefully they settle down here.
It'll be a good time to say hello to everybody watching at Gilmerton. They're showing the game live. I suspect they may be doing so as well at the Northern Club. To try and hold. It's not the worst ball, but there is something now to rest on as well. The same ball comes from Chloe. And as if by magic.
Again, very obvious, Emma is sticking to one side of the rink here, and Chloe is preferring backhand. It's a good reply.
Nicely done. Well, certainly looking on.
Yeah, an opportunity for Emma here. If she can duck under her own one and just turn the jack round the corner, she'll make a few.
Well, marker just indicates that he favours the blue ball. I say blue, it looks like a greeny kind of blue, but I'm slightly colourblind, so if it's just slightly off shade, please forgive me.
A shade of aqua. safe draw.
Yes. There was danger. If you'd gone a little bit too heavy, you could have given the shot away, so I always think they're to be forgiven. Marker will give their opinion, but it is up to the players. The shot is conceded. Now, the role of markers never to be underestimated, especially when you're asking for information. You know, keen eye, you want the right information. Probably everybody's got a story of, I thought I was lying because the marker told me, and then I looked myself. So, you know, you do rely on the marker.
You do indeed, and the markers, has to remember, the marker just gives an opinion.
Yeah.
And you know, if the marker says it's close, then it's always best to go have a look for yourself. They'll obviously say it's close, but I favour. You know, that, don't take that as the truth. Go have a look for yourself. And you know, again, we're 4 ends in here, and unusually nobody's yet visited the head.
Emma didn't look convinced.
The weight's right, this is a decent effort.
It's a nice ball.
Yeah, this is good.
Good adjustment for the second. Just puts the pressure on your opponent. Second shot. Well, we did wonder when it would happen, but here is the first visit to the head. And you do get a very different perspective.
Yeah, you certainly do, and it's not straightforward for Chloe here. She can play down the forehand side and hope to play the perfect shot just underneath the wider green balls, or she switches back to what was her favoured backhand side and hopes to kind of get the gap. Even if she turns the shot ball once, then she doesn't make it any worse. There's risk on this side, but there's also reward.
Well, she stayed on the forehand. She does not want to promote. That's the danger. Perhaps just got away with it. Blue ball looks lonely, but it's hard to pick out.
Yeah, I think at this stage of the game, then just settling down with some good weight and playing a relatively pressure-free draw for 2 is the way to go. Just caught the wide side. The weight's very good.
So single shot to Emma Mitchell. The steady start to this ladies singles semi-final. It's just as close on the other rink. Motherwell's Caroline Brown leads anchors Katie Nielsen 4 shots to 3. It's a little bit breezy out there. Emma's decided to abandon the jacket. As Clay just slips by.
Yeah, she's also abandoned the forehand coming this way, which was her preferred side, so be interesting to see how she finds this. Just missing the line wide with both balls.
It's a nice adjustment in terms of the weight. Certainly a different line coming in.
Should be enough though.
Yep, shot drawn.
Just the wrong side of the jack. Maybe enough.
Yeah, that looked like it could be bad for a moment to split it further towards the 2 green.
An opportunity on the backhand side here, I think. Perhaps just over the draw. Turn the jack or sit the ball out for 2, maybe 3.
Well, you called the shot, that's certainly the intention.
Yeah, she'll be disappointed with that, I'm sure.
Well, Chloe was always going to end up on that side. She didn't want to touch the green ball up. And just drawing up short. Looks like another single. It's been a steady start without being spectacular. I think it's probably fair to say.
Yeah, I would say so. I said before, I think there's a bit of nerves at play here. Both girls have clearly been playing well to get to this stage, so I'm sure it'll settle down in time. They just need to settle on one side of the rink. They've been chopping and changing a bit, and not really found, the perfect line as yet.
So Chloe Stewart's a walkover in round 1, and then a tremendous 21-20 victory over Emma McIntyre. Scottish internationals, part of the team of 18 going to the Gold Coast for the World Championships. First time Scotland have gone since 2016. Then a quarter-final win, 21-6 against Michelle Somerville of Condrat. Terrific performance. Mitchell passed Chris Bentley-Kirstoffen 21-19 in the opening round, 21-16 against Izzy Rogerson. Newton Stewart for her fine win against Leslie Doig, 21-18.
Yeah, Leslie and Emma are very good scalps for anybody to take. Both excellent players.
I'd be quite happy she missed the jack on that occasion and just dragged it further back towards the green ball.
They're just struggling for the middle of the rink, Paul. Everything's pulling just off the middle.
It's just draw shot after draw shot at the moment. Both players trying to find their line. No. It's not a very pretty 3, but it's a 3 nonetheless, and Emma has to do something about it here.
Emma needs one here, otherwise she could be on the end of losing a cheap 3.
Needs to be there.
Yeah.
Man, doesn't. Well, if you're Chloe Stewart, you're more than happy. If you're Emma Mitchell, that's a terrible trio to lose. And that's where it can be a frustrating sport, when you're not making your opponent really work for the shots.
Yeah, and you know, none of the girls are making each other work terribly hard at the minute, but they're struggling, as I say, and it could simply be nerves. You know, as I said, not only in front of the TV cameras, but it's the last four. There's a big prize at stake. So yeah, I hope this settles down, because you know, both players are clearly talented, and they just need to lose the nerves right now and get stuck into the game. But you know, already perhaps a test of character for Emma.
It's such a psychological game, Colin. If you pick up a three that's a cheap three and you think, great, I've got that three, now it's time to get in, get another couple here. She picks up a two here, you're already in double figures.
Yeah.
It's just such a game of psychology and milestones and what you're trying to hit.
Yeah, very much a game of touch and feel, and it's a lot of it's in the mind. We said that earlier.
Yeah.
You know, some of it's physical, but of course the vast majority of this is mental. And when you're playing well, sometimes it says, you know, how good's your memory? You know, can you repeat?
Yeah. It's some sport for holding on to bad shots.
Yeah, and I guess, you know, what we sometimes say to players, you know, the most important ball is the one that's in your hand. You can't influence what's gone before it's gone. Forget it. What you can do is you can regroup with the one that you have to play, and pick it up. You need to be able to change the dynamics in the game, or change your mindset somehow, to get yourself back in and understand. You know, sometimes you need to dig yourself out of situations. This is better.
Well, take your pick from that. I think the other thing I'd be tempted to do, whether you really needed to or not, is just to take a break and go up and look at the head. Just to break that rhythm of you play, she plays, you play, she plays, just to try and break it up a little bit.
Yeah, just slow the game down just a touch. It's not gamesmanship in any way. You're trying to get your own mindset. Now that's a great ball.
That's terrific. That's what we've come to expect in this tournament so far, and how things can change quickly. Excellent shot.
Some of those clouds are starting to look a bit menacing, Paul.
Hopefully we'll be safe with the roof over our head, but the players are requiring. So it's always interesting, while we've got the chance to chat about it, when it does rain outdoors, some players go for the waterproof, some players just don't want to wear them. Again, it's a personal choice, you know, whether you feel you get disrupted. You know, waterproofs are certainly lighter than they used to be, so, you know, it's almost the second skin thing. But again, there's no hard and fast rule of how you should go around that.
No, and I think some people find that waterproofs and jackets, they just become a bit restrictive in their delivery, and they don't feel they've got the freedom. You know, some would tell you that, you know, their skin's waterproof, so how bad can it be?
It's giving us a good effort.
Yeah, it's a super effort.
Yep, it's certainly going to cut one down.
Marker still indicating 2, so yeah, a nice opportunity for Emma to add a third. If you can grip the jack, she's got a chance of making 4, but I'm sure she'll be content with that another.
Smoothly away, keeping the same hand.
Body language was good, but I don't know if she's making this, is she? Just
Beautiful line, just short. She'll settle for the 2, I suspect. Well, when you've dropped to 3 and a cheap 3, it's nice to get yourself back on the card. 12 shots, 8 ends, 8-4. Chloe Stewart from the Northern and Aberdeen leads. It's the exact same score on the rink. Just further along, anchors Katie Nielsen on 4, Motherwell's Caroline Brown on 8. And in the gents, national singles semi-finals also going on at the moment. Goodricks, Raymond Swanky trails Eaglesham's Alan Gray, although he's cut that down. It's now 6-4 to the man from Eaglesham. Jedburgh's Alistair White has taken a commanding lead on Whitehill's Scott Murray. He leads by 9-2. Same ball. The adjustment is good enough for shot. It's trying to work its way around. It needs more weight from there. It's not coming in.
And she's pushed it out there again, Paul. She might make it if her weight's good.
You're telling yourself you've got all the space in the world to come and draw that, and well, you see the result from both players, but certainly there, the last ball, Chloe will be kicking herself.
And Emma will be content just to get herself back in the game here.
Well, it's yet to hit the heights, but it will get there. The ladies singles semi-final. What we haven't seen is a lockdown bowl to start and end.
No, and that's where you win singles games at the end of the day. You know, your first two, if you're consistent with your first two, then you become very difficult to beat.
Backhand preferred again. Got a pull up. There it is.
That's enough. Chance with good weight, Paul.
Certainly looked better. There's a gap for every occasion in bowls. That was found, but again, in the right area. Doesn't want to half that away.
Yeah, that's a good ball. She's in a good receiving position, should Chloe move the jack. Doing the right thing here, I think.
Yeah.
Come on!
That is the head that greets Chloe Stewart. Just wants a little look. This is one of these ends that if you can convert and just keep your lead, if she can draw the shot, it would be 9-5. If not, it's going to 8-6, and she's well under. Might take a little run, but there's not enough weight in there. And this is a nice little run of ends for Emma Mitchell. Takes 3 straight ends. First player in the match to do that. Lifting a 2, a single and a single. And 8 shots to 6. And the lead is held by Chloe Stewart from Northern and Aberdeen. This is the first real interesting jack movement. This is an awful lot shorter than we've seen. I wondered who was going to try and go first to see what difference the length could make. Again, opposite sides on the ranks preferred by these players.
Yeah, neither settled onto side really, have they? They've chopped and changed quite a lot. Emma's still struggling with pace.
Again, Chloe changed her hand, thought that green ball was there, and she's fought back. It's decent. Again, looks under. It's going to be about promoting or borrowing.
Going to get a bit lucky here.
I was going to say that's a Mitchell draw, but that's more on me rather than on Emma. That's how I play.
Yeah, Chloe changing her side there. She's played the right shot. She just needs to give that a bit more green. Set the ball away for 2 or 3.
Shot still available.
Closer this time. Needs a corner.
The second consecutive end she finds a gap where she didn't want to find one. That's a single shot that will go the way of Emma Mitchell. He's just on a nice little run here. I say she's on a nice run, Colin, without overly imposing herself. She's getting the shot, but she's not dominating the ends, if that makes sense.
Neither girl's really dominating here. I think the first person to hit some form here could actually run away with it. Again, it's about the first 2 balls in, I think, and getting them nice and close and making your opponent play.
So this is our featured semi-final in the National Championships here in Ayr. It's the closest of the 4 semi-finals taking place. The 2 ladies, the 2 gents. That's the best opening ball we've seen. That's come from Emma Mitchell.
Yeah, and Emma's mixed the length up again here. She played, you know, they were quite short the last time, and then she's gone almost full length. Much better.
That's the best opening balls of the match so far. Like to rest on that ball, has done so.
Yeah, that's good from Chloe. She's set the head up quite nicely now, really.
Anything in behind her own would be perfect. That's not bad.
Great try.
Great effort. It hasn't yielded the reward she was looking for, but it was a good effort.
Emma with a full draw here. If she can just get behind, she goes to a good home. Well, that might push Chloe back onto the backhand side again. Very close.
It's nearly there. Tries to face it out.
Yeah, I think that's enough.
Well, we're having a look at that one. So in this ladies singles semi-final, it's all about finding your way to 21 shots.
One shot conceded to Chloe.
So after losing 4 straight ends, Chloe Stewart does enough. Be interested to see what she does now. The mat and the jack. The mat
Yeah,
stayed.
it's just when I'm watching, I think she's gone quite long again.
Looked like she was slightly further back on the mat there as well when she delivered.
Potentially, whatever happened, it worked. She's jack higher, line's not too bad. Emma's already turned her back on that one.
Well, she has faith to ignore the green ball that's in front and come round. It's well played.
Yeah, better opening balls, and you've immediately got your opponent under pressure, and she's forced her onto the other side. It's a good effort.
That's a really good place. It's
And
well played.
If it drops, it may well be the shot. Yep.
And Chloe arguably played her best opening 2 balls. And the shot is against.
She's picked a great line again, Paul.
This is looking good. Wants to
Just
run this
wants
one
to
out.
run. Interesting to see what Chloe elects to do here.
Good decision to come and have a look. She's played the backhand well, but the forehand may have other options for her. Turn the blue ball over.
She has the perfect shot on the backhand if she's brave enough to play it, to lift the green one 2 or 3 times to make 4. But that last bowl of Emma's might just be in her eye. I don't think it's in the way, but it might be in her eye, which may tug her under the head and to finish tight. There's maybe some chances in the 4.
Gone with the options of that forehand.
If she has enough weight, she's close. That'll do her.
A little bit of self-promotion.
Maybe.
Well, if it had fallen down just a tad more, it would have been certain.
Emma's away very quickly, so that would tell you that there was a definite shot. We just don't know who. Don't think that'll bend.
It's not going to come back in time. Well, the marker.
And he's got the blue lollipop in his hand, so
That's
I
what he
suggest
favours.
it's 1 to Chloe.
Well, Emma's circled it.
Yep. 1 to Chloe.
Yep.
Box goal.
Oh, just 3 shots separating these 2 players. Otherwise, Caroline Brown leading anchors Katie Nielsen 10 shots to 5 in the second ladies national semi-final. Over in the gents, Jedburgh's Alistair White is 4 shots away from victory. He leads 17-4 against Whitehall's Scott Murray. And Guruk's Raymond Swanky and Eaglesham's Alan Gray are separated by just 2 shots. The man from Eaglesham leading by 8 to 6.
Just caught sight of Caroline's score there, Paul. I think it's now 13-5, although the online systems may be just a few seconds behind where we are.
It's just clicked over and it is 13-5, so that's quite a commanding position. Sliding through. Chloe Stewart, the youngest ladies champion at Duffus Park Bowling Club. That's in Cooper, lovely part of Fife.
It's her own ball.
Yeah, wants her own and just got it as well.
Yeah.
It's working very hard to try and come back. Round it comes.
No questions from either girl.
And the marker seems to.
He has the blue lollipop in his hand.
Yep.
Don't want to turn that one in.
There's one out. Well, it's Chloe Stewart's turn to go on a little run of shots. They've been pegged back to 8-7. Now re-establishing her lead. Well, the game ticks on, but neither player has yet really to hit their stride. Bowling. Wants the ball, gets it.
Yeah, well done. See how good Chloe's memory is here.
Oh, both players will be really mad with themselves there. You tell yourself, just don't drop it short. You know, when it happens, every player's done it, every bowler has done it. Now she immediately turns her back on that.
Yeah, she's just lifted it over on the high side, so this looks like a great opportunity for Emma just to add another shot. She's talking to herself. I'm not quite sure if that means it's good or bad.
My lip reading skills aren't great, but I don't think it was particularly complimentary. And again, I mean, again, it's easy, and people watching will understand. We're sitting here, we're not on the green. It is easy to criticise, but that, at this level, and these players know it, is a missed opportunity to add to your tally. And Emma doesn't need us to tell her that. She knows that.
No, she knows, and that's probably she'll be annoyed with herself on that basis.
Well, we're going to measure for the second. Yeah, the angle we saw, we reckoned it was 2. We shall see how that transpires. The box measure comes out.
Yeah, the angles for here are often deceiving, though, aren't they? It's very difficult.
The fattest part of the ball. And it's in for 2. Always worth double checking.
Goodness, I've never been able to get a packet of sweeties. That's the first time I've been here. I've never had a sweetie. Aye, you need for a sweetie, and I've always had sweeties.
So 10-9 for Chloe. You would still say that this game's just there for the taking, Paul, wouldn't you?
I think either player, I think you mentioned it, Colin, if either player could just hit a little patch of consistency, they either drag the other player with them or they're going to get themselves nicely ahead.
I think if someone grabs it by the scruff of the neck, I think it could be over relatively quickly, but you know, let's as you said, it's really easy to be critical when you stand and watch, but they're the players that are on there, they're the ones that are feeling their way around the green, and let's be clear, it's not for the want of trying.
No, I mean, they're there on merit. They had a lot of balls to get to this stage, on the verge of a national final. It'll be the first for both.
Better way, it's still not going to find the middle of the rink, is it?
Draws the shot. Not finding the same road.
Needs to stop, I think. That'll stop it.
Needs a little bit of fortune.
Too far, I think.
Yeah, it just looked like it gone a little bit too far through. Mitchell picks up the single. 7 of the last 8 ends, just a single picked up. The exception being the 2 at the 15th end. Ends gone. Ends of course don't matter, it's first to 21, but interesting that both ladies have won 8 ends apiece.
Yeah, we're not even seeing one of the girls, you know, dominate a hand or a direction. You know, it has been quite scrappy up to now.
So far, I mean, it's really been a drawing contest so far, and neither are painting their finest picture. Caroline Brown from Motherwell, I think has moved 16-6 up on anchors. Katie Nielsen, so the former champion, the Scottish International, looks like she is en route. In fact, it's 15-16, they just took a shot down. And she's certainly in control there. The semi-final, however, is up for grabs. It's to stop.
It's enough.
Bolt. Again, you could just see the weight just dying on that ball. It just, you know, there was no question of that reaching.
Emma's pushed that on the wide side again. Back to square one.
We are all level at 11 shots apiece. Emma has taken the last 3 ends. So 11-11 on the scoreboard. A little game of first to 10.
Yeah, that's what it becomes, doesn't it? Interestingly, Emma's won the last 3 ends, and Chloe won the 3 ends before that, and Emma won the 3 ends before that. There's a there's a pattern there.
Well, we've had 1-3 in the whole match, and it was a cheap 3. Emma would argue that she's missed the opportunity to take both of her 2s to 3s.
This is better opener.
If it's not the best opening bowl of the game, it's certainly right up there. So it's 11 apiece here. Good crowd inside the National Bowling Centre. Plenty of treats on offer. And if you spot anyone with an ice cream, the ice cream factory that's around here has got a very attractive selection. I don't know whether it's Colin's turn or my turn to nip out and get, just to keep us sustained through the game.
Sounds like a great idea. Could maybe get someone to bring one in.
Even better. Chloe a little bit unlucky there, just the wrong side, turning over Emma's bowl.
See, Emma probably still holds 2 here, and this will make 3.
There's a shoulder there. Depending on how.
Yeah, she may choose to attack this a little.
I was wondering.
I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, I can understand if she's been playing narrow, which she has been, the chance to come across and into the bowls, but that never had a chance, and now there is an opportunity.
Well, Emma's going to move into a lead here, so it's this could be a real turning point in the game.
And this is the opportunity she's been waiting for.
And it was the first bowl that set that up.
Yep.
One good first bowl, and you set the head up.
Well, 3 shots taken. And now the alarm bells begin to tinkle slightly for Chloe Stewart. 11-7 up, now 14-11 down. 4 ends on the trot for Emma Mitchell. Certainly the momentum is with the lady from Gilmerton in Edinburgh. In the beginning, I'm just a little bit concerned up in Aberdeen, Northern, based on Orchard Road. Also the title of a Leo Sayer song. Very fine one, it should be said.
Do you want to sing it?
For the sake of you and everybody else, I'd rather not. It's not also good news for the North East. Whitehall, Scott Murray struggling against Jedburgh's Alistair White, who's 19-5 up. And the gents singles, Eaglesham's Alan Gray leads Guruk's Raymond Swanky by 11-8. Long way to go in that one. Jedburgh, as the Whites has got over the line, and will play in the national finals single tomorrow.
This is good.
That's a good ball. Then Chloe, do you have the response? Just needs to stop. Indeed. Well played. That is arguably our best ball of the game.
Yeah, we're very quick away. No questions asked. Will she hold on? It's a very close ball.
What a try that was.
Oh.
Oh.
It kind of stops the rot a bit for Chloe here. Back on the card. You wouldn't blame her for not being up with this, would you?
Well, that's a heck of an effort to try and get a second. But you mentioned it, she stopped the rot. 14-12, the advantage with Emma Mitchell. This is still wide open. Really heartening to see the crowds here in such good number. It's a little bit overcast here this afternoon, but they've been treated to some fine balls. You just saw Alistair White Jedburgh walking off the rink, a victor. Now,
I'm sure Alistair will be keen to add title number 2 to his number. Won it a few years back out of Kelso, I think.
And it's such a hard thing to do. You've got to win your own title, you've got to win your district title, then you've got to come here and face the best players from right across the country. Spot on, by the way, 2012 out of Kelso.
Was it? I didn't think it was that long ago.
Time flies. Now then, a little borrow off that. Just comes through on its own.
It's enough though, I think. Indications would say that's under the line, even though we can't see it at the minute.
Yeah, she's not happy. Little look off to the side. If you're to analyse both players, as we're trying to do, Emma looks like she's slightly more in the groove at the moment. Chloe just looks like she's trying to find her way. Although I mean, Emma drops that horribly short.
Yeah, I think of the two, and I don't think any of us have counted this, but Chloe seems to be the one that's switched her hand certainly more often. Emma has tried to settle on a side, and in fairness, it's probably not worked for her terribly either.
No. Line one, looking to add here.
I think she's caught on the front one. Indeed.
So the single shot, 15-12, Emma Mitchell leads. Listed this as the best achievement to date. She's just 19. And last year she was in the mixed pairs and the triples juniors. She went out in the first round. It's been a different tale in the National Championship singles in 2023. And we said at 11-11 it was first to 10. And it just needs 6 more shots. Again, the jack slightly reduced in distance. There's some days you play and you feel like you can do no wrong, and there's other days you find you're just scratching, trying to find something to happen. It's almost hope rather than belief. And at the moment, that's what it looks like.
Yeah, neither girls really hit the form that they're both capable of, have they? You know, they're definitely not here because they've been playing this way. That's for sure. So, I guess whoever gets over the line here, then it's one of those they just need to put it behind them and get back to a bit of form by the time tomorrow afternoon comes. But right now it's about digging deep, and even if you're playing your C game, how do you find a way to win?
It's better from Chloe Stewart. Needed that.
This is a chance.
He's got a big chance. Wants the ball at the back. That's well played.
It's a great conversion.
That's where balls can seem so heartless. You play a great ball, you think you've settled in, and your opponent pulls one.
Yeah, and then Chloe's just moved to the other side. She's just missed the line completely.
That's a big change. Just a single shot. That's 16-12 as opposed to 15-13.
Yeah, and I guess regardless of which way or how these girls are performing right now, if they fall and stumble over the line, they just won't care. They'll be focused on the next one that comes up, and you know, there's a great prize at the end of it.
Absolutely. And whoever doesn't get over the line can't let this game define their championships either. They've had some really good wins to get to this particular point.
Yeah, of course. You know, even whoever doesn't win this one, the runner-up here will have to reflect in time, and it may take some time to celebrate the results that they've had to get here, and of course they will walk away with a medal regardless.
Well, Chloe Stewart led by 11 shots to 7. Since then she's been outplayed 9-1. Just hold on in there, Chloe.
Great ball.
This might not be too bad a reply.
Well, if this was a bit of pace on it, she's got the jack.
Well, could have done with the jack just coming back a little bit further, but again she played the shot.
Yeah, Chloe not hanging around waiting to find out from the marker who's lying. Fine. Maybe wrong, but I thought the marker said 1 and a measure from his body language. But
Well,
gets the jack here. She's happy days. Oh, she's put a peach.
Oh, that is a brilliant shot, and Chloe Stewart is in a heap of trouble here. Emma Mitchell pulled out a terrific ball. And lies a count of 4. Well, this end has featured some great bowls. Perhaps we've been waiting a while for it, so too of these players. But now big moments require big shots.
Yeah, it feels like damage limitation maybe for Chloe. I don't know if she's got a shot in her to try and play up with a lot of weight, because there's an opportunity maybe to kill the end. But either way, she's got to be through this with pace.
Off the forehand. She's interested.
She's gone wide.
Yeah, she has gone wide. Well, what a time to drop the 4, what a time to get the 4. It depends on your perspective, but Emma Mitchell is now on the verge of the ladies singles final. She's one shot away, and what an end the 22nd end of the match was for her.
Yeah, and if there's consolation, and I'm sure there isn't, then that's not a cheap 4. That's a cracking 4. She had shot down, she's turned the jack a couple of times, she's made a great count of 4 shots, and she's on the verge of something special.
Such a tough position to find yourself in. But as any bowler will tell you, the hardest shot to get, etc., is the last one.
And we've talked about the first ball throughout this match, Paul, and this is where you want your first ball up and in or about. She can put this to a foot, 2 feet, just running through, but you can bet the nerves are jangling now. If they weren't jangling before, they will be now.
Chloe has to take something from that ball being so far through and try and put the pressure on. Still not there. Very quick off the mat to make
It's only about speed.
Decision.
It's only about speed from here. Yeah, she's played a cracker.
That's a brilliant ball. You're looking to get into the national final and you draw a toucher. Chloe Stewart is 2 balls away from defeat here. She has to make something happen.
Yeah, she's won now, Paul, because I think that's 2 just on the top side. It's a great try.
Oh, what an effort. Right then, Emma. In many terms, leave it alone.
Yeah, I think if you go wide here, you're absolutely fine. Yeah, I don't think she'll care where that finishes, to be honest. But the danger is that Chloe comes up and runs that one out for a 3 or 4. She's close, Paul.
She's trying.
She's played it.
This to stay in the match. That's a brilliant ball. Well, you asked the question, if you're Emma Mitchell, can you defeat me here? And she has done so. Chloe Stewart pulled that one out of nowhere and saves the match. It's getting tasty over the last 3 ends.
Yeah, there's the last couple of ends have been really good. So hopefully this continues for a little while yet.
It's such a deflating feeling as well when you're on 20. You've got one, that's the toucher, and you think, well, you've got 1 ball left.
Yeah, and she couldn't do anything with it either. So she couldn't bolster it. She couldn't really protect it terribly. I think she tried to put a ball in a reasonable position. She didn't come up and look at it, so she didn't really know where the jack was going. Gosh, with the benefit of hindsight, could you have blocked it? But probably wasn't the right shot to play. I think going wide, like she did, was correct. So you can't beat yourself up for that.
No, I thought the only thing she would have wanted was probably to come round if it had been a little bit heavy for the split out. That might have been the only thing she would have liked. But you've got to ask the question your opponent, and Chloe's shot was terrific.
Yeah, and Chloe's given her an open door here.
Mitchell, one shot away from victory, so too Motherwell's Caroline Brown. She leads by 20 shots to 9 against anchors Katie Nielsen.
If the weight's good, this is good, Paul.
That's looking good. Takes the jack, and again asks the question over opponent. Chalk on the ball. Chloe responded. 2 cracking balls at the last end, but that one's well away. Now then, did you muddy the waters here, try and drop it short?
Yeah, you can do. The only thing she doesn't want to do is to sit one beside it and give her a chance, a bit like that.
Well, there's the target. Is this the last ball of the match, or
Yeah,
can Chloe Stewart figure out a way to take it
She's going quick.
to another
quicker.
end?
Oh, she's not. She's under. Oh. Well, there you go.
She is under, and it's a big moment for Emma Mitchell. The 19-year-old from Edinburgh, from Gilmerton, finds her way into the final. And to be fair, Colin, she just found her game at the right time. It was enough to pull herself away.
Yeah, she just pushed on from from the last few ends. Again, keep saying it, and it sounds like a broken record, I guess. But it was the first balls that were really letting them down. And once you put in a first ball and you put in a decent one, you put your opponent under pressure. And look, she's got over the line. I'm sure she will not be happy with her game. She will be delighted with the result, and she needs to just rest now and set herself up for tomorrow, where she's got the biggest game of her life so far.
She was 8-2 down. She was 11-7 down. She powered her way to a 21-14 victory, winning 8 of the last 10 ends, including a full house at end number 22. Big moment, big day for Emma Mitchell, who looks set to face Motherwell's Caroline Brown in the national final of 2023 in the ladies' singles. It's a great win for the girl from Gilmerton, and they will be happy down Gilmerton Village Way. Perhaps wasn't quite the electric match that we were looking for. A lot of loose balls, certainly in the early stages. Like Chloe Stewart couldn't make an early advantage tell. She took a 3 after 7 ends to go 8-2 ahead, and then got pegged back. And every time she got ahead, she couldn't really get her foot on the gas to get away.
No, she couldn't, and that was just down to the scrappy nature of the game at the end of the day, wasn't it? I don't think even at 8-2, Paul, there was very much in it between the two of them. There was very little in it in the whole game, in fact. So she'll be, as I said, she'll be delighted with the result, and that's what it's all about at the end of the day. It's who gets to 21 first, and that's what Emma did.
The first national title is in sight for Emma Mitchell. We will go to the juniors at 5:15. Our next live game, the junior singles tie between Abby Harris and Robbie Earl. Do join us for that.